Before we start our lesson, here's some helpful tips on how to be a good citizen and contribute to our community. With rights comes responsibilities. This means that even though you have the right of the First Amendment to freedom of speech and also have the responsibility to be honest and to not hurt others with your words. It is our duty to obey the law. When you go to a public park, you have the right to play on the playground, eat at the picnic tables, and enjoy the natural beauty of the park. You have the responsibility to keep your pet on a leash and put your litter in the trash can. Citizens have the right to help decide how things will be done in their community. They also have the responsibility to vote in elections. Voting lets people help choose who will run in the local, state, and national governments. This is the Ninth Amendment. Other responsibilities that citizens have is serving on a jury. A jury is a group of people, usually 12 men and women, who listen of all the evidence during a trial. The jury then decides whether the person accused of the crime is guilty or not guilty. That is called a verdict. Above all, we shouldn't abuse these rights and responsibilities.
In this lesson, you will examine the meaning of citizenship and how one becomes a citizen of the United States. You will examine the rights of citizens as well as the responsibilities that accompany our citizenship in this nation. Finally, you will develop positions on what a citizen might do when she or he thinks a law is unjust. Now, we are going to discuss the sections of the lesson. What does it mean to be a citizen? Should some citizens have more rights than others? Well, let me explain. A citizen is a full member of the political community. They are a legal member of a self-government community, such as a nation or state. Under our U.S. Constitution's Fourth Amendment, no citizen should have more rights than others because each citizen possesses equal protection under the law. How does a person become a citizen of the United States? To be considered a natural-born citizen, you must fall under either the law of blood or law of soil. Law of blood means that your parents are citizens of the United States at the time of your birth. Law of soil means that you were born on United States soil. If you don't have any of those requirements, then you need to go through the naturalization process. The naturalization process is a list of requirements that you need to have become a citizen. Some requirements are: live for at least 3 months in the district where you apply, be able to read, write, and speak basic English, have a basic understanding of U.S. history and government, be a person of good moral character. What are the rights of citizens? There are 3 categories of rights that are important to democracy and to U.S. citizens. These are personal, political, and economic rights. Personal rights are rights over your own body, movement, privacy, and life. Economic rights are freedoms to control your economic fate and access to the necessities of life. When these intersect to form the rights to freedom and equality in political or social systems, we call these civil rights. What responsibilities accompany the basic rights of citizens? The responsibilities that accompany the basic rights of citizens are personal responsibilities and civil responsibilities. Some examples of personal responsibilities are considering the rights and interests of others, adhering to moral principles, and accepting the consequences of one's actions. Some examples of civic responsibilities are being informed about public issues, voting, and deciding how to vote, and possibly serving in the armed forces. Must you obey a law you think is unjust? Citizens should obey the law even if they believe it is unjust, because until a law is petitioned, you are held responsible for obeying it as a part of your civic duties. Now, we are going to discuss the images of the lesson. I'm going to start with this image of Albert Einstein. In what ways, if any, have naturalized citizens contributed to American society? Naturalized citizens help create jobs for natural-born citizens. Naturalized citizens earn higher incomes, leading to increased purchasing power. They also keep Social Security and national tax base in the United States. People cleaning up a beach. What is the difference between civic responsibilities and personal responsibilities? The difference between civic responsibilities and personal responsibilities are that civic responsibilities are obligations that each person has to do in society, while personal responsibilities are obligations that each person assumes individually. Now, we are going to examine this image of Henry David Thoreau. Why did Henry David Thoreau and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. practice civil disobedience? What should a citizen consider before deciding to disobey the law? In the 1800s, Henry David Thoreau was a famous American philosopher who chose to go to jail rather than pay a tax to support slavery and the Mexican-American War. In the 1950s and 1960s, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others chose to go to jail to protest against racial segregation laws. Citizens should consider the consequences they may have to face due to their actions. As a result of disobeying the law, citizens might have to face punishments such as jail time or records of their foolish choices that might negatively impact their lives in the future. But we think we should change that depending on the case. For example, if there was a law that is not necessary or proper, we should change the law. For our last and final image, we are going to examine this picture of Uncle Sam. What are some of your responsibilities as a citizen of the United States? The responsibilities of citizens are 1. Respect and obey the laws. 2. Respect the rights, beliefs, and opinions of others. 3. Pay income and other taxes honestly and on time. 4. Defend the country if the need should arise. Now it is time for the main question. What are the rights and responsibilities of citizenship? So let's break it down. The main rights of the citizens are in the First Amendment, which are freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. And as we already said, the responsibilities of citizens are 1. Respect and obey federal, state, and local laws. 2. Respect the rights, beliefs, and opinions of others. 3. Pay income and other taxes honestly and on time to federal, state, and local authorities. And finally, 4. Defend the country if the need should arise.
The next way to be a good citizen is to help improve your community, such as cleaning up harmful trash at the beach or local park. The final way to be a proper citizen is to treat others with kindness and respect, no matter the race, religion, or beliefs of the citizen.